1. Never challenge the nature. Once an eagle came flying and sat on the branch of a tree that stood by a pool. At that time, a tortoise was basking on the bank of the pool. He was very dissatisfied with his life on the ground. He wanted to fly in the air like birds. So, he wished the eagle and said, "Sir, I have to make a request." The eagle asked, "What it is?" The tortoise said, "Please teach me how to fly. I am fed up of my life on ground." The eagle advised the tortoise not to go against the rule of nature, as she hasn't given you wings to fly. But the tortoise didn't listen to him and requested so hard that the eagle had to agree to teach him flying. So, the beagle picked up the tortoise in his claws and flew high in the sky. The tortoise felt puffed up. Suddenly, the eagle let him go. Down came the tortoise to fall headlong on a rock and dashed to pieces. 2. Never disparage others' dangers. Once a flock of sheep was grazing in a field of grass. Suddenly, a deer came there and began grazing there. Some sheep saw it and began to bleat. Hearing his bleat, the shepherd got alert and looked at the flock closely. Seeing the deer, he went up to it and lifted it in his arms. He then carried it to a butcher. The deer, seeing that its death was near, started barking out of terror and struggled to be free. The sheep saw the deer making a fuss and rebuked it, saying, "Why this to do, after all? Our master often catches us like that and drags us off too. But we never make any fuss." The deer replied, "You don't know what this to do is for. Your master catches you only for wool, but I have been caught for my flesh. Never make light of the danger others are in." 3. Once bitten, twice shy. Once a watchdog was sleeping in a farmyard in the sun. Somehow a wolf got into the farm and attacked the sleeping dog. Taken aback, the dog begged for mercy. He said, "Sir, I am very thin and weak as I am new here. Let me get fat after feeding on rich food that I get here. Then you can come and eat me up." The wolf was taken by the dog's words and went away, leaving it free. The dog thanked his stars and decided not to sleep in an unsafe place. After a few days, the wolf revisited the farm and looked for the dog. This time the dog was lying very safely on the roof of the stable. Seeing the dog, the wolf said, "Hope you remember your commitment. So, come down and be my meat." The dog said, "Who makes agreements for death? Get lost, Mr. Wolf." The wolf went away repenting over his folly. 4. Plan of murder. One day, James was walking down the road. Suddenly, he heard some noises coming from inside a shop. He tried to hear what was going inside and heard someone saying, "First we will cut his arms and then his shoulders." James got frightened, thinking that someone was planning a murder. He immediately ran and informed the cops. The police went with him and broke the shop's door. On investigating, they found that it was a tailor's shop and the tailor was talking about a piece of cloth and not about any person. James felt embarrassed and went on his way. 5. Respect the wisdom of elders. Once upon a time there was a fat man. He had a strong, hefty body, so much so that he had to struggle a lot to get through the door of his house. One day a young boy happened to come that way and saw the man forcing himself inside the house. The boy couldn't control his laughter and said, "If you step aside for a moment, I will show you how to get in." The man was amused to hear the words of the young boy and said, "I knew the way even before you were born." The young boy had no words to say and realized his folly, that he should not have advised the man who was quite older than him. 6. The Abode of God. One day, an old lion felt hungry. Being unable to hunt, he thought of a plan and started limping. A monkey sitting on a tree saw him and asked, "Why are you limping?" At this the lion replied, "I have committed many sins in my life. Now I am old and want to repent for them. I am walking carefully so that I might not kill any ant on the way." The monkey came down from the tree to meet the noble lion. The lion at once caught hold of him. But the monkey was very clever. He suddenly started laughing. When the lion asked the reason for laughing, the monkey said, "One who will laugh at this moment will go to the abode of God." The lion himself at once started laughing. The monkey got an opportunity and immediately climbed the tree. The lion repented for his foolishness.